so where do we start with business combinations? The first step, of course, is the acquisition analysis. Now I'm sure if I ask you now what the purpose of the acquisition analysis is, you'll be able to give me the answer straight away. And the purpose of that is to see whether there are any goodwill resulting from this business combination, so goodwill that was acquired by the acquiring company, or whether we actually got this at a bargain, in which case we record a bargain, a gain on a bargain purchase. Gain on a bargain purchase. Okay, so that's the purpose of the acquisition analysis, to see whether there's goodwill or gain on a bargain purchase. How do you decide whether there's goodwill? Well, we compare the fair value of the assets acquired and the liabilities assumed, and that we compare to the consideration that was transferred. Okay, so if we've paid more than the net fair value of the assets and liabilities that we've acquired, it means that we were willing to pay a premium on those assets. So there's goodwill that has been acquired as part of the business combination. If we paid less for the net assets than what the fair value of those net assets were, then of course we got a bargain. So in that scenario we'll record a gain on a bargain purchase. Okay, so let's see which is the case in this question. So we do the acquisition analysis by looking at the assets and liabilities of the acquirees, in this case Tuna. Acquisition analysis. And we start off by calculating the net fair value of the identifiable assets and liabilities acquired. So let's look at the balance sheet that was given. Okay, we know that we have to ignore the cash because they told us we acquired all the assets except for cash. The cash stays in the company to fund the liquidation process. So the first asset listed there is the accounts receivable. We know the accounts receivable is recorded at fair value, so that's $56,000. Then the next item is inventory. Carrying amount of 29, the fair value is 39,200. Land, there's no land in Tuna. Plant and equipment. Fair value given as $140,000. And then the shares in Sefton, 22,500, also given in the additional information. Okay, so that is the net fair value of the identifiable assets and liabilities acquired. Now, why don't we deduct accounts payable from here? Because if we do the acquisition analysis, we calculate the net fair value of the identifiable assets and liabilities acquired, then why don't we include any liabilities in this question in the calculation? The reason being that in the question they tell us that all the assets of tuna was acquired, and no mention is made of any liabilities assumed. So we only purchased the assets of this company. Okay, so that is the net fair value of our identifiable assets. Now we have to calculate the consideration transferred. Okay, so what is the consideration transferred? What is it made up of? First of all, we need to see the compensation to the existing shareholders. So there's A-class shareholders who receive one 7% debenture for every share held in Tuna Limited. Now there were the share capital relating to A-class shareholders was $40,000. The shares were $2 each, fully paid, so it means there's 20,000 shares in Tuna, and they receive 1 times 7% debenture for every share held, and those debentures were valued fair value at $3.50. So for the A-class shareholders, they receive compensation to the value of $70,000. 20,000 shares, 20,000 debentures at $3.50 each. Okay, the B-class shareholders, they receive 2 shares in new Starfish for every 3 shares held in Tuna. So once again, if we refer to the statement of financial position, we see the value of the share capital, $60,000. It's $1 a share fully paid. It means there's 60,000 shares. And for every 3 shares held, they receive 2. So 60 divided by 3 times 2 equals 40,000 shares in new Starfish, and these shares are valued at $2.70 each. $2.70 times 40 gives us $108,000. Okay, so that is what the shareholders will get, 178. But that's not the total consideration transferred. Okay, so we said the shareholders are going to get 178, but there's also creditors that needs to be paid, and we are going to provide with Tuna Limited with sufficient cash to enable them to pay their liabilities. So what needs to be paid? Let's see, they've got accounts payable. If you refer to the statement of financial position, accounts payable of 31,000. We've got a mortgage of 21,500. They've got 10% debentures issued at $30,000, and the question says that they will be redeemed at a premium of 10%. So 30 times 1.1 gives us $33,000. But those are not the only creditors. There's also the liquidation costs that needs to be paid. It's just an estimate at the moment, but we use that in our calculations. Then also the annual leave entitlement. So compensation to the workers. That gives us a total of 31, 21,500, 33, 16,200 of 106,700. But don't stop there, because they've got cash on hand of $20,000. So we only give them 86,700 to settle their debts. So the total consideration transferred, 264,700. Compare this then to the net fair values of the assets acquired, and we then see that we've paid more than the fair value of the assets acquired, so therefore we paid a premium, and there's goodwill that was acquired in this business combination to the value of $7,000. So goodwill that needs to be recorded by the acquirer.